The situation in Syria has changed rapidly in recent days. Rebel groups have captured several major cities, including the capital Damascus. Reports suggest that President Bashar al-Assad has been forced to flee the country. At the center of this entire scenario is Abu Muhammad al-Julani, the leader of Hayat Tahrir al-Sham HTS, who has emerged as the most powerful figure in Syria. Abu Muhammad al-Julani's real name is Ahmad Hussein al-Sharah. Born in Damascus in 1982, Julani's father was an oil engineer. Originally of Saudi descent, Julani was drawn to extremism from a young age. In 2003, he moved to Iraq, where he participated in the fight against American forces. During this time, he was arrested and remained in prison until 2008. Upon his release, he rejoined al-Qaeda. Under the leadership of Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi, Julani was sent to Syria. In 2011, during the Syrian civil war, Baghdadi planned to expand al-Qaeda's network, and Julani was entrusted with this task. He established Jabhat al-Nusra, al-Qaeda's Syrian branch. Later, in an attempt to distance himself from al-Qaeda and ISIS, Julani renamed his group Hayat Tahrir al-Sham HTS. This move was aimed at establishing an independent identity and retaining autonomy in Syria. As the Syrian civil war intensified, the conflict between the Assad regime and the rebels grew more violent. Julani strategically strengthened HTS and formed an alliance with the Turkey-backed Free Syrian Army to solidify his control over Idlib, a region where Assad's hold was weak. During this time, Julani carefully avoided direct confrontations with Israel and the United States, a strategy that ensured he was not targeted by these nations. When tensions between Assad's allies, Hezbollah and Iran, and Israel escalated, Julani saw an opportunity. He launched a decisive attack against the Assad regime, eventually reaching Damascus and shaking the government's foundation. Reports suggest that HTS forces have nearly taken control of the capital, forcing Bashar al-Assad to flee the country. Julani's rise didn't happen overnight. He built a powerful army under the HTS banner, recruiting fighters from around the world. He capitalized on Syria's prolonged instability to strengthen his organization and waited for the right moment to strike. His strategies have paid off, and he is now one of the most influential figures in Syria. Julani's power can be measured by the fact that he has weakened both the Assad regime and other rebel groups in Syria. His influence is expanding across the country. However, Syria's future remains uncertain. While Julani has undermined the Assad government, there is a strong possibility of internal conflicts within rebel factions vying for power. Julani's emergence marks the beginning of a new era in Syria. However, the question remains whether this shift will bring peace or deepen the ongoing conflict. So far, Julani has demonstrated a keen sense of strategy, organizing the rebellion against Assad and transforming HTS into Syria's most dominant group. Internationally, Julani's influence has also grown. The United States and Israel have refrained directly due to his calculated avoidance of confrontations with them. However, his success in Syria presents a new challenge for the international community. The situation in Syria is highly complex. While Julani and HTS have weakened the Assad regime, the country is far from stable. War-torn Syria is in desperate need of reconstruction, facing severe economic challenges and the threat of internal strife. The international community will need to step in to help restore peace and stability in Syria. However, Julani's journey so far shows that he has firmly established his position in the country. It will be interesting to see how he consolidates his rule and whether he can steer Syria towards stability. This entire development raises significant questions about Syria's future. Will Julani and HTS lead the country toward peace, or will the conflict deepen further? Only time will reveal the answer.